Hey there, my name is Alex Martinez, and I'm the CEO and founder of eCompete Solutions. We are an Amazon consulting agency and one of the fastest growing Amazon consulting agencies that exists today. And for today, we're going to talk about brand registry, which is not a common thing, but I get a lot of requests for brand registry. So here's your video. Now, what is brand registry? Well, it's a separate entity, if you will. It's not really a separate entity because it's Amazon, but it's separate to Seller Central and Amazon Advertising. They're different departments. Brand registry focuses on intellectual property, and intellectual property can be a patent, a trademark, things of that nature. If you don't know what those are, speak to your lawyer. I'm sure he or she knows what all of those are. Now, to actually get into brand registry, you need what's called a trademark. Okay? And with the trademark, you actually don't need a registered trademark. You can get into brand registry with only a serial number. That is why when you go into USPTO trademark search, you can go here and search for a trademark here. This is what I like doing. Go search database. I'm gonna type in here eCompete Solutions. And there's two of them here. Here we go. So there's eCompete Solutions, and there's San Juan, Puerto Rico. That's us. This is our registered trademark. We're in the USPTO website. Now, we're in brand registry. Why? Because we have a serial number. However, this trademark is not fully active yet. It was accepted. So make sure you look at this to make sure it's accepted. Principal means it's accepted and you're good. Well, live means you're good. Both of these mean you're good. But you will eventually be official once you have a registration number. When you have a registration number, you will have rights over this trademark. Amazon allows you to use brand registry with just this, but they actually won't let you enforce this trademark until you're official with a registration number. Now, you have your serial number, so go ahead and go back to Google. And when you go to Google, you just got to put in brand registry. And it's usually the first link that pops up, brandservices.amazon.com. Brand registry is actually a very unique term, even though it sounds like it's very common. Amazon brand registry, and then you can click sign in, and you can pick from Project Zero, Transparency, or Brand Registry. We're obviously picking Brand Registry. Transparency and Project Zero are two other things that you can opt for that they're very complicated, and that's why they're better left for a separate video. Now, Brand Registry is what we want to click on. And it's more than likely going to ask you to sign in. If you get asked to sign in, use your Seller Central credentials. You don't have to make up a new login or anything like that. Just use your Seller Central credentials. And if you're logging in for the first time under brand registry, it'll tell you, hey, do you accept these terms and conditions? You can accept the terms and conditions, but a lot of people just don't even read it. Just click I accept because Amazon needs you to accept it, and then you get taken here. More than likely, you will not have a brand. If you don't have a brand registered, you can enroll a new brand here and you can fill in the corresponding information. It'll ask you for the serial number. It'll ask you for where your brand is sold. You don't even have to put that. You don't even have to put that your brand is sold anywhere. You don't have to have a landing page for your brand. You can just put that, oh, I'm just selling it on Amazon.com. So leave that section blank. And then all you really need to do is provide live images of your product with the actual brand on it. What are live images? Live images are things that you take, pictures that you take with a phone. That's why it's called live images. You just get your products, take a picture, and you send it to them. There's going to be a special section when you enroll a new brand, and you can send them the pictures, and they'll approve your brand. They won't approve it right away. They'll send you a code. They'll send your lawyer a code. Your lawyer has to send you that code, and then you send it back to the sellers, the brand registry team, and then they'll approve the brand, which is why there's a case log option here. Okay, so here is where you submit cases. Here is where you enroll a new brand. And both of these things will end up in case log. Case log, it's the same as Seller Central. It's a case log where you can check on the answers from the brand registry support team, which is separate from the seller support team. Brand registry support team has a lot more tools to help you with your needs because Amazon wants to support brands more than just regular sellers, which is, you could call it unfair or whatever. But okay, so here is the interface for brand registry. It's very, very simple compared to Seller Central. You can report a violation here if somebody is selling your counterfeit goods or something, like they counterfeited your product and you want to remove them. This is where you submit your ticket. This is kind of like a help page. I'm not really even sure what's on there. You can just watch these videos instead. Submission history. This is new. This is relatively new. It's not that new anymore, but this is new. You can actually check on the history of your submission. A while back, you could submit your violations through brand registry, and brand registry wouldn't tell you if they removed anybody or not. And you have to just guess if anything did happen. And a lot of people were upset. So now brand registry has added submission history. So you can actually see, oh, this is when you submitted it, we accepted it, and we removed these people in the submission history page. Brand registry support team is where you get someone else to do it for you. I'm gonna go there in a second. And learn more is kind of like a help page. And then the case log is, like I mentioned, anything from brand registry support or the enroll a new brand gets taken to the case log. Now here I already have a tab open. Like if I clicked on brand registry support, if I click on brand registry support, you're gonna get taken to this website with a lot of buttons on the left-hand side. The button you want to press is update your brand profile and fix issues related to user roles. Why? Because there's a lot that goes into this. You have to constantly police your listings. You have to see if anybody's selling counterfeit goods. Maybe there's something wrong with your title that you can't fix on Seller Central, and it's got to be through brand registry. It's a lot of work potentially. So maybe you want to hire someone else to do it for you, but you don't want to relinquish control of your brand. Maybe you want to give it to eCompete Solutions so we can do it for you, but you want to be the owner of this account. You don't want to just give it to eCompete Solutions. So that's why you want to make sure that you make whoever it is that you're working with a rights owner. A registered agent doesn't really have the same level of access as rights owner. So rights owner is much better, especially if you have a problem with your brand. Rights owner is much better if you're working with an agency like mine. Administrator is the top one, but it's not necessary. Administrator has the same rights as rights owner, but the administrator can actually remove you from brand registry. And then you have to fight with Amazon. It's this headache to prove that the brand is yours. So don't avoid that headache and don't make anybody an administrator. Only you can be an administrator and make somebody that you're working with a rights owner. So what do? Scroll down to this section. And here is your subject, your description, and what brand it pertains to. So see how I added here. Please add example at ecompetesolutions.com as a rights owner to my brand, example brand. Very simple. You actually don't need to write a novel. You don't need to be like, can you please do this if you so could, because I'm trying to add this brand and I've been having this problem sometimes yesterday because you don't need to do any of that. It's just a sentence. These people are outsourced. So you want to make it as easy as possible to understand. Please add it, yeah. And then I just kind of repeated the same thing for description. And then I put in what brand it pertains to, example brand. At the bottom, you can just put in your email. I put in example brand, ecompetesolutions.com. You can put whatever email here. This is just going to send you an email once they find a solution. It doesn't even have to be related to your company. It could just be a personal email. You can just put it here. And then they're going to investigate if they can even add that seller as a rights owner or not. Because sometimes there are certain sellers who are labeled as abusive because they got flagged for trademark issues, and now their account is labeled as abusive. And sometimes, and I've seen this happen, where somebody had a trademark issue, and that somebody accidentally flagged the entire listing, and they themselves were also selling on the listing, so they flagged themselves. And because they flagged themselves, their account is now abusive, and now they can't be added as a rights owner, or they can't even enroll into brand registry until that whole thing expires. So that's it. I hope you find somebody useful that can help you with brand registry, and this is how you can add them as a rights owner so they can do all the work for you while you focus on your business. Hey there, and thanks for watching my video. I hope you learned something that will help you get a return on your investment in your Amazon journey. Now, as you may already know, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor 6 years ago, and I stand here today due to the efforts of the University of Miami. I spent 12 days in the hospital and about 6 months of rehab later. It's like it never even happened. What the University of Miami is doing is incredible. What the University of Miami Brain Tumor Initiative is doing is incredible. So I would be forever grateful if you considered making a donation to this initiative. And how do you do that? Well, if you've seen my courses, you know I love going to Google. And when I go to Google, I'll put in University of Miami Brain Tumor Initiative. And you can literally write this all totally incorrect, and Google will correct it for you. And then the first link here is umiamihealth.org. You'll get taken to the exact section where you'll find the University of Miami Brain Tumor Initiative, because you know that the University of Miami is a big, big school and there's a big hospital. They do lots of different things. You want to get to the section where it's the Brain Tumor Initiative. And then up here, you can just press Donate Now, and then you can follow the prompts, and you'll see a bunch of buttons that say, oh, your donation will be a tax write-off. So you can look forward to that. And you can look forward to, see, here's the button right here. And you can look forward to helping thousands of people like myself get a second chance at life.